everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. I've been asked how you can add charms to your cards, and so this short video is just going to show you some of the ways that you can put those little embellishments onto your cards. Now there's lots of ways you can buy your charms. You can buy them individually, or you can get them in boxes that are, say, for baby cards or wedding cards. Or if you go to some of the pound shops, you can buy maybe 2 or 3 packs for £1, and they're very cheap to add to your cards. So one of the ways you can add the charms is, imagine that you wanted to put this handmade with love charm on your card, and all I'm going to do is use a little brad. Now I want to put this little handmade with love tag on the back of my card, and I like to line my cards. So before I actually pop the lining in, I'm going to open the card, and I'm going to put a hole on the back of the card where I want the charm to go. So I'm going to thread the brad through my charm and through the card. It's very fiddly, and then on the inside I can open the legs to the brad, and that will keep the charm in place. But I don't want those workings to be visible, so now I can line my card, and that will keep those workings hidden on the inside of this panel. So I've got my charm on the back, I have my lining inside, and on the front of this card I'm going to add in the key. And I'm going to add this with some chain and some jump rings. So your chain comes in different sizes, and so do your jump rings. And I'm going to use this fine chain and these larger jump rings. Now if you take your jump rings, they have, and I'm sorry about the discoloration, it's alcohol ink. If you take your jump rings, they have a little split in them there. Now you need some tools to be able to hold the jump rings, and what you're going to do is you're going to bend them away from each other. Don't pull them outwards, because if you do, you'll never get the circle back in the jump ring. So all you're going to do is just bend them, and then you can take your chain and you can slot one of the ends over your jump ring, and then with your pliers you're going to close that jump ring. So once I have a jump ring on one end of the chain, I need to decide where I'm adding it and how long I want it to be. Now mine is going to sit on the bow, and it's going to sit underneath a flower, and I want my key to be about that length away. So I'm going to cut the chain to the length that I want it, and then I'm going to add in a jump ring on the other end. So now I need to attach all these 3 together. So if you take another jump ring, and again you need to open it up, so you're just going to take it sideways, not outwards. Pop your key on one part, and then slide your chain on there as well. And then once you've done that, you can close your jump ring, and there you have the key attached to the chain, ready to add to your cards. So I've decorated all the front of my card, and I'm going to add the key under the flower. Now I've left the stem to the flower, and I'm just going to slide the jump ring over the stem, and with a little spot of glue I'm going to keep that in place. And then once that glue's set, I'm going to curl the stem and add it to my flower. So I'm just waiting for that to cool down. It's a little bit hot. So once the glue's cooled down, I can just take a barbecue stick and I'm just going to curl the stem around the stick, and then again with some glue I'm just going to add the key and the flower to the bow. So this card is for a 21st birthday. They've got the key to the door and they have the charm that says handmade on the back. So that's 2 ways that you can add the charms to your cards. Now another way to attach charms is to use what is called a lobster clasp, and you attach the lobster clasp with the jump rings to the size of chain that you wish to use and attach it to your cards. Now this dragonfly charm has been attached with some long chain and it's just been looped around the wires to the flowers with the lobster clasp. But the beauty of using a lobster clasp is that this is removable from the card. So if you were to put a charm like this, which is a very pretty baby carriage, onto a new baby card, don't forget to tell the recipient that this is removable, and that charm can then be added to a charm bracelet as the child grows. Now another thing you can do is attach that charm with some ribbon. So for these drop pearls I've just added in a couple of jump rings. I'm going to thread some ribbon through the jump rings and I'm just going to tie that into a bow. So once you've tied that into a bow, you're just going to trim the edges into a nice neat shape, and then all you're going to do is just, and I'm just using some hot glue, is just attach that to my card, and there we have another charm added to a card. So there we have 4 different ways to attach charms, because don't forget we added this one to the back, and then we used a nice fine chain for the front and some jump rings to add the key.